Good morning, all of you. So, in the previous lecture, we started with the introduction of ethers. We have seen that the ethers are the compounds which contains the COC linkage, and there are two different types of ethers, that is the symmetrical ethers and the asymmetrical ethers. Then we have seen the common nomenclature system, that the according to the name of the alkyl or aryl groups attached to the oxygen atom, the word ether is placed after it. And now here we are supposed to discuss the IUPAC nomenclature system, in which, that is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So here it is considered that the hydrogen atom of the hydrocarbon, hydrogen atom of hydrocarbon, that is alkanes, that is methyl, ethyl, methane, ethane, propane, butane. The hydrogen of the hydrocarbons is replaced by an alkoxy group, that is RO group, and the larger group attached to the oxygen atom is considered as the parent alkane. And so here, when it is a symmetrical ether like dimethyl ether, it is termed as your methoxymethane, methoxymethane. But when it is the CH3O C2H5, then it is considered as the larger group is considered as the parent hydrocarbon. So methoxyethane, the name will become methoxyethane. And so in this way, we are able to give the names to the ethers that may be symmetrical or asymmetrical. Then CH3CH2O, here it is para-ethoxy benzoic acid, para-ethoxy benzoic acid. Then the CH3O, here this compound is having a common name, that is anisole, but is termed as methoxybenzene. Methoxybenzene. Then here the another molecule, that is the C2H5. Here it is 2-ethoxy ethanol. 2-ethoxy ethanol. 1, 2. This is 2, and at the 2 position there is ethoxy group, so 2-ethoxy ethanol. The hydrogen atom of ethanol is replaced by the ethoxy group. And so in this way, we are able to give the names by IUPAC nomenclature system. Then the next point that we are supposed to discuss is physical properties of ether. In the physical properties of the ether, the lower members gases are gases or volatile liquids, and their vapors are highly inflammable. Means these compounds are, when in at a normal room temperature also, they are very volatile. And so here the second point, the dipole moment, the dipole moment is small, that is mu is equal to 1.18 dv d for the diethyl ether, where the dipole moment of this is very small because the COC bond angle, it's not equal to 180 degree. It's because here, as the bond angle is not equal to 180 degree, the dipole moment of these both the carbons is not cancelled by each other, and so due to the electron pair on the oxygen, there is a bond pair lone pair bond pair repulsion, and that's why the net dipole moment is not cancelled by each other. Then the third point, the boiling points of the ethers are much lower than the alcohols. Boiling points of ethers are lower than alcohols having the same number of carbon atoms, because here the ethers cannot associate through hydrogen bonding. Ethers cannot associate through hydrogen bonding. In alcohols, there is a presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, whereas ethers are not able to show the hydrogen bonding. And so, the melting points and the boiling points are lower. So, for dimethyl ether, the melting point is 110 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees Celsius, whereas boiling point in degrees Celsius is minus 24. That for the diethyl ether, it is minus 160 degrees Celsius, 16 degrees Celsius. Here it is 13.4.6 degrees Celsius. And in this way, the boiling point will go on increasing. The boiling point goes on increasing as the number of carbon atoms across the ether linkage goes on increasing. And so, the boiling points are lower than alcohols because alcohols are able to form the hydrogen bonds where ethers are not able to form the hydrogen bonds. Fourth is the solubility. They are very sparingly soluble in water. Sparingly soluble in water. And as the number of carbon atom goes on increasing, as number of carbon atom increases, solubility decreases. Solubility decreases. And but ethers are soluble in concentrated acids. Concentrated acids. So this is one of the important property of the, because as the size of the number of carbon atom increases or the R group increases, size of the R group increases, the solubility in water goes on decreasing. So these are all the different physical properties. Now, on the industrial scale, the industrial preparation method, industrial sources or industrial preparation of ether, and moreover, the ethers which are needed, the symmetrical ethers containing the lower alkyl groups, are prepared by dehydration of alcohols on large scale. Wherever the ether is needed in the large scale, the chiefly, because ether is used as a solvent and it's mostly used in, and so the ether, that is diethyl ether. So diethyl ether is prepared from the dehydration of it in presence of the concentrated sulfuric acid at 140 degrees Celsius. Here we are getting the formation of C2H5OSO3H plus H2O, and this C2H5OSO3H plus another molecule of ethanol gives you the formation of C2H5OC2H5, that is diethyl ether, and plus H2SO4 is obtained as it is. And so the net reaction is that the two molecules of ethanol reacts with sulfuric in presence of with sulfuric acid, gives you diethyl ether plus water. And so this was the preparation method which is being utilized on a large scale to prepare the diethyl ether on a large scale. That is the industrial preparation method. Now the laboratory synthesis or the laboratory preparations of the ether. So the most important reaction that we have studied so far, that is Williamson's synthesis. And in the this is most convenient method for preparation of the symmetrical as well as the asymmetrical with ether. When an alkyl halide is allowed to react with the sodium alkoxide or sodium phenoxide, gives ether. Means here the alkyl halide on reaction with sodium alkoxide on reaction with sodium alkoxide. So alkyl halide on reaction with sodium alkoxides, and this on slightly heating gives you the formation of ROR dash plus NaX, that is ether is obtained as a product. And here we can plan to get the symmetrical as well as the asymmetrical ethers. And so the examples for this, that ethyl chloride on reaction with sodium ethoxide will give you the formation of diethyl ether, diethyl ether and sodium chloride. And so here this ethyl chloride and sodium ethoxide gives you diethyl ether. So in the same way you can prepare the mixed ether, that is methyl iodide with sodium phenoxide, with sodium phenoxide O minus and Na plus. So this Na plus and CH3 minus will give you the formation of methoxybenzene, or it is also termed as methoxybenzene or methylphenyl ether, or it is the anisole which is obtained as a product. And so in this way the different types of the ethers can be prepared. So here we will just have another example in which the sodium tertiary butoxide is used with the methyl bromide, and you get the product, that is tertiary butyl methyl ether, tertiary butyl methyl ether as a product. And so in this way we are able to get the different types of the products by using the Williamson's synthesis method. Then the next method, that is alkoxymercuration, alkoxymercuration and demercuration, alkoxymercuration and demercuration, where alkenes are allowed to react with mercuric trifluoroacetate, with mercuric trifluoroacetate in presence of alcohol, in presence of alcohol to give alkoxymercurial compound, to give alkoxymercurial compound in which the RO group is attached to one carbon and to the other the HgOCO CF3, and here it undergoes demercuration reduction by reduction in presence of sodium borohydride, which is a mild reducing agent, and gives you the formation of the ether and gives you the formation of the ether. And so this reaction is most important. That is, the advantage of this reaction is that it needs less time, requires less time, and good yield is obtained, and higher yield or good yield is obtained and is more convenient. And there is no second thing, there is no rearrangement in the reaction. There is no rearrangement in the reaction, and as the Williamson's synthesis, the elimination reaction may occur. Such type of elimination is not seen in this reaction, and so it is more favorable than the other methods. The third method for the preparation, it is from the diazomethane. Diazomethane. This is the special method for the preparation of methyl ethers. Methyl ethers only, means CH3OR dash. So here this methyl ether is prepared by using this method. So diazomethane, that is your CH2 minus N triple bond N plus. So here the diazomethane means that is in this reagent gives only the methyl ether as a product, and so that is CH2 N2, and this is carried out in presence of fluoroboric acid. Fluoroboric acid. This reaction is carried out in presence of fluoroboric acid, and so ROH with CH2 minus N triple bond N plus. So here this reacts in presence of fluoroboric acid and gives you the formation of RCO CH3 plus N2, that is nitrogen is set free. And so in this way we are able to prepare the different types of ethers, that is from methoxyethane can be prepared from ethyl alcohol with diazomethane, that is CH2 minus N triple bond N, here this plus, in presence of hydrofluoroboric acid, here you will get C2H5OCH3, that is methoxyethane. In the same way, the gives phenol will give you phenol with diazomethane will give you anisole as a product, as a product. And so these are the different preparation methods for the ethers on the laboratory scale or on the industrial scale. And so now we will turn towards the reactions of ether. Reactions of ether. And ether gives the reaction, that is cleavage by acids. And so we will discuss these reactions in the next lecture. Thank you very much.